Is Daygame still worth doing in 2026? So for a few years now, I'd been focusing more and more on social circles. So that means I've done courses from, people who teach this kind of stuff. So, I was quite heavily involved in the whole pickup slash dating space for a number of years. And I initially started out with pickup with cold approach just on the streets of London as a 20 something year old guy, just fresh out of a long relationship. I was just trying to figure out, how do you do this? Like it was magic to me at the time when I discovered it. Somebody showed it to me. Years down the line, I eventually evolved to do more social circle stuff. So now I tend to hang out in circles where like the high quality girls are like the models, the sort of influencers, and the way I got into that was through social connections and through doing courses. I'm not going to name guys whose courses I've taken, but I'm not doing this sort of by myself. Like I did get in touch with people, who do this kind of stuff professionally, and I also had a background as an actor, so that kind of gave me double entry power into this world of social circle for like modeling, influencing, that kind of stuff. So it's the more high class stuff. Like I think when guys get into game, when they get into cold approach pickup, the end goal is to get with that hot 10 out of 10 model, right? Like I feel like there's a journey which you have to enjoy, like the first girl you ever talk to on the street, the first girl you ever sleep with off of a cold approach, the first bad blowout. It's like it's a journey, it's an experience. But I think for most guys, in the back of their minds, the end game has always been getting one hot girl, like the hottest that they can get, like a model, and sticking with her. And more, I realized that cold approach on its own is probably not gonna get me there as fast as I think it would, or I hoped when I got into it. Not anymore, not since social media, because social media made it so that these extremely hot girls you dream of that you see on Instagram, they're not just walking around on the streets anymore. And let's say 20 years ago, you could have approached them on the streets and they would have maybe talked to you. But nowadays, everything is happening on Instagram and they want it that way because that's how they can see what you're about, who you are, like what you look like, what does your life look like, how much money you have. You can convey that on the streets, but it's a lot more difficult because like you have to dress extremely well, you have to look extremely good. Just not, I'm not talking looks maxing here, just like presentation. Like your physical first impression has to be the equivalent of a good profile on Instagram that she would reply to in her DMs, and that's kind of hard to pull off for a lot of guys. Not everybody has that naturally, unless you've got like, a certain look, like you look like a rock star and you've got tattoos all over, or maybe you're just extremely well dressed and you present it, or you're getting out of a Lambo or some shit. So unless you've got those things going for you, which most people don't, it's gonna be kind of hard to replicate a good Instagram in real life. So that's why the people who want to go for like these top level models, they've kind of all migrated to Instagram, to social media, that kind of stuff. They're just doing it more strategically. I still like to do cold approach though every once in a while, because even though I'm in the second camp of the guys who are doing Instagram game, I also recognize the power of it. It's just the freedom, man. It's like I'm literally about to go do it right now. That's why I wanted to make this video. I'm about to walk around the streets of London like a fucking wolf on the hunt. Actually, no, scrap that. It's not like that. It's like I used to joke about it being like that, but no, it's just I am living my life. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm gonna go get a coffee, and as I do that, I'll be well dressed because that needs to be your default. You need to be well dressed by default. You need to have like this IQ, this high dressing style IQ. Dressing sense portrays IQ to women. That's the other thing. So I'm gonna be well dressed. I'm gonna have good posture as I walk around. I'm gonna get my coffee. In the back of my mind, I've got some tasks that I need to do on my phone. So I'm gonna be charging my phone so that I can go to a cafe and do a bit of work, like DM models on Instagram to come to a photo shoot that I'm doing, or DM influencers to come to a charity gala that I'm doing in June. And that's where I'm actually gonna meet these really hot girls all together in one place as a warm introduction. Like I'm not just some guy on the street going up to them. But I do this kind of stuff with other guys. And some of them, they've never really been good at cold approach. They've never really done it much. And they're able to put together these events and be in these environments, but they're not always able to capitalize on it, or they're not like the fun vibey guy. The thing about cold approaches is it's like running with ankle weights strapped onto you. So like when you're running and you've got weights strapped to your feet and you're trying to run, and it's hard. And as soon as you take those weights off, you're flying. It's like you're running so fast. That's what it's like when you do a cold approach, any kind of cold approach. You don't even have to be that good at it. Just do it, see how hard it is, enjoy how hard it is. And then you're put in a social environment where maybe you know some people, maybe you know the DJ, maybe you know a few girls at the party who can introduce you to other girls. But now you're a guy who can also cold approach somebody at the traffic light, and you're just gonna vibe, man. You're just gonna be the life of the party. Because if you're the guy who's socially free enough to go talk to somebody, to a stranger on the street, then when you put that into a social environment where people actually know you, you're just flamboyant. You're just that guy. So that's why I feel like your cold approach skills are like your capital, your initial, and then social circles like the leverage, the multiplier. So sure, a guy with like $100 isn't as rich as a guy with like $10, but 100x leverage on those $10. So maybe he's not got as much social skill, the second guy, but he's in the right rooms, in the right places. So like the little skill that he does have, he's able to 100x that and the situations that he puts himself in. So he's got like $1,000 in the bank rather than the first guy who only just has a lump sum of 100. But now if you become the guy who also has the $100 and you've got the 100x leverage, you're just rich. You're just swimming in it. Yeah. So that's the point. That to finish off the video, that's I think to my point. If you can learn even basic cold approach, like just learn to not be afraid to do it, just learn to be cool with just doing a direct approach, like hey, just so you know, I thought you're pretty, you don't have to say anything, just wanted to put it out there. Just even so simple, just something as simple as that. If you can learn how to do that, and then you've kind of ripped off that band-aid, and now when you're going into this social circle with your friends and there's a girl you're like, it's like you look at her and you know you could just tell her you like her. You're socially smart enough not to do it right away, but you're not hiding behind this finger cold. Oh, like I'm playing it smart. I'm gonna play the long game. I'm gonna play it safe because I don't want to embarrass anybody. It's like no, you know you can do it because you've done it out there in the streets. You're a wolf, a hungry wolf, and now you know you can jump on her. And the most important thing is she knows it too. And the way you look at her, like the glint in your eyes, she can see it. And she's not going to put you in the friend zone because she knows what kind of guy you are. Because she knows you're a guy who can attack if you wanted to. So you've got that edge to you. And now you've also got the comfort being built by the fact you're both in the same friends group. So now she's turned on. So that's why I'm about to go do some cold approach right now. And then I'm going to go do my game tonight. Anyway, thank you guys for sticking with it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.